this video, join me back in the Pantanal after an incredible 3.5 weeks here filming a whole host of wildlife, from jaguars to otters, many species of birds, and even a giant anteater. For the first part of the video, I was hosting 2 group tours, so I wasn't vlogging, but I did film some incredible jaguar behaviour that I'm going to share with you. Then I'm going to take you with me in search of the giant anteater. I hope you enjoy. The Pantanal is the world's largest tropical wetland and one of the most biodiverse places on Earth. As such, each day here brought an abundance of wildlife encounters. We spent time with giant otters, highly social animals that live in tight-knit family groups and can reach over 6 feet in length. We watched families of capybara chilling alongside the riverbank. Hyacinth macaws foraging for fruit underneath giant trees. And we even spotted a uniquely coloured tapir cooling off in the water. But above all, the Pantanal is the best place in the world to see wild jaguars. We were fortunate enough to have multiple sightings every single day, but 2 individuals stole a special place in my heart. A Peppo, who is not only beautiful, but I felt like he always just posed perfectly in open stretches of beach or the nicest light of the day. And Marcella, one of the most famous jaguars in the region, who is strikingly bold and always wonderful to watch. One of the most extraordinary behavioural encounters I witnessed was between Jabiru and Bernard. Jaguars are known to mate up to 100 times a day, over several days, but to watch it unfold out in an open area was truly special. What made it even more fascinating was Jabiru's behaviour, something biologists call hide and flirt. With 2 small cubs to protect, she went into false estrus to lure Bernard away from them, preventing him from harming them. As soon as she got an opening, she sprinted, leaving him behind. A few days later, the story came full circle when we were lucky enough to see her again, this time with a glimpse of her 2 cubs, both alive and well, a testament to this remarkable behavioural strategy. The rest of the week brought us many more incredible encounters with jaguars, along with many of the other species that make the Pantanal so extraordinary. What I really loved though was being reunited with individuals I had filmed here last year and seeing how their stories continued. One of the most memorable was Patricia. Last year I was lucky enough to capture a hunt sequence of her taking down a capybara to feed herself and her cub Makala. This time we found them again, but Patricia is now blind in one eye. Even so, she continues to survive and provide for Makala, a remarkable testament to her resilience. Another familiar face was Pantanal. I'd seen him first as a cub last year, and now he's independent and instantly recognisable with one ear missing. And then there's Osado, a jaguar we were fortunate enough to see almost every day here. He is well known in Brazil because he was radio collared after suffering severe burns to his paws during the devastating fires here. But today he's thriving. The collar no longer functions, but still remains around his neck, a lasting reminder of what he overcame. To see him strong and healthy was inspiring, and a powerful symbol of resilience of life here in the Pantanal. At the start of our second week, we discovered a buffalo carcass along the riverbank. Buffalo are actually an invasive species in the Pantanal, introduced decades ago after a shipwreck allowed them to spread. We knew this carcass could provide a valuable meal for a jaguar, so we checked back in each day in anticipation. For almost a week, there was nothing, until the very last day of the trip. That's when the wait paid off. Not just one jaguar, but 4. Kangasu and her 3 cubs. She was fiercely protective, defending the carcass from other jaguars in the area. At one point, a rival even lurked in the bushes and tried to snatch one of her cubs, but Kangasu charged in, showing just how fearless and protective a mother can be. We stayed with them for hours, watching the family interact until they finally headed off for a rest. That's when the vultures seized their chance, swooping down to pick at the carcass. But Kangasu was not going to allow it. Despite an injured leg that left her limping, she repeatedly charged across the sand to drive them away, determined to keep the food for herself and her babies. After the commotion, she paused for a much-needed drink of water. Later, as the heat of the day eased, we returned for one final look before it would be time to head home. We found them again in the soft evening light, and it was the perfect way to end our time here in the Pantanal. A remarkable moment with one of the most iconic jaguar sightings I've ever had. For the last couple of days I've got here in the Pantanal, I'm going in search of the giant anteater, which is a species I've never seen before. I'm about to head out on my first afternoon safari, so I'm going to take you with me and let's hope we get lucky. This area is prime territory for the anteaters due to the abundance of termite mounds here. So we'll be driving through the fields, keeping a lookout in the spots where they're most often seen. We're driving around searching all of the different areas, hoping to find an anteater. We've been around once so far, so now we're going back round again and hope one's shown up in the time since we've been in another field. There's two tiny little burrowing owls just sat on top of a little mound by the car. They're so cute. Highlight of the evening was spotting a group of Azara's capuchin monkeys cautiously approaching a waterhole, clearly very nervous about having to stop for a drink. We're in the last light of the day now, so we're heading back to the lodge for the evening, but we'll be back out again at 5 AM and hopefully we'll be lucky with an anteater. Just after 5 AM now, and we've got our first anteater sighting. The mum with a baby foraging in the termite mounds. I'm so glad we found one. This sighting became even more magical as the sun rose, casting a golden glow over the mother carrying her baby. A clever strategy that keeps the young hidden and safe from predators. Very happy. I really wanted to get a sighting, even if it was, not about the photos or the videos, just to be able to see one is so amazing. And to be able to see one with her baby on her back was really, really cool. I feel so grateful to have such a special encounter with this vulnerable species. According to the IUCN Red List, giant anteaters are actually the most threatened mammals in Central America, making each sighting not only unforgettable, but also a powerful reminder of their need for protection. We just got a really cool sighting of a giant anteater on foot, and at one point he came straight towards me, so it was really special. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please do like and subscribe because it supports the work that I'm able to put out on my channel. In the next video, I'm going to be going cheetah tracking in South Africa, so I'll see you again soon.